Okay, hello and welcome. So my video today is about making, they call it a bee hotel for solitary bees. And this is I've based my research on Johannesburg, South Africa, research on Google and on ChatGPT. Sorry, I hope you can see that. The inspiration for this build came from Tanya Visser, who's a excellent DIY and gardening lady. I'll link her below. Okay, so old ChatGPT tells me that the holes should be drilled from 10 mils down to 2. This is just a very rough build. I just put it together real quick and rough. So 10 mils down to 2 mils, and that between something like 8 and 10, there must be 18 centimeters deep. 6 to 4 must be like 12 centimeters deep. This is not 18 centimeters, it's probably 10 or 12. Yeah, so I'm not going to go out and buy like a special drill bit that can do that. I'm going to just see if this works. If it works, great. I'll make like a much nicer one. I'm also interested to see, because it says that 8 mils, between 8 and 6 are the most common holes. If you think of a bee, yeah, you do get tiny bees, and you get the wood borer beetle, who's a real big bee. I don't think he'll fit in there, but he makes his own hole anyway. So I'm interested to see if the 8s to 6s get more populated. If they do, if the 2s and the 4s don't get, then I'll leave them out next time. These big ones, I'm also interested to see whether they get populated. Okay, also, like I'm doing now, it might be an idea just to sand that a little, just to protect the bee and his wings a little when he goes in there, but I'm sure she will file it out nicely herself. Okay, these are blocks from a pallet. I glue it together and I sand it. I'm not going to treat it in any way. I don't think the bees will like any sort of treatment. And then this roof is just 2 pieces of wood, also quite roughly cut, just screwed in there. I cut it just a back piece and glued it on. And then these little strings are just for hanging it in a tree or somewhere. And I want to hang it slightly downhill, because we get real hectic thunderstorms here. I mean, if you're in Joburg and you're wanting to do this, obviously you know that. So I've tried to protect the entrance as much as I can from a hectic thunderstorm. And then they say to face it southeast, and it mustn't get too much sun. They like a bit of morning sun so the larvae and the babies can get warm. But as you know, again in Joburg, it gets super hot. The sun is just hectic. So you put it, I would guess, in quite a shady space. I mean, the ambient temperature, I think, is okay for the babies. What else can I tell you? Oh yeah, you know what Tanya Visser said on her video? The bees said, when we go, we take you with us. So I think it's super important to be protecting them and looking after them and giving a place for them to breed. Solitary bees, there's a way many species of solitary bees than honeybees and colony bees, and they do a lot of pollination. Some of them store the pollen, I think, in their stomach or on their stomach, not just on their legs. As the word says, solitary is just a singular bee. She flies around, finds a hole, puts her baby in there, and she goes around all by herself. She doesn't make honey. They don't live in colonies. They don't live in hives. So it's much safer. It's illegal to keep a hive in a suburb, because if you come along with your lawnmower, 40,000 bees, that noise and the smell of the cut grass sets off their aggression, and you're going to have 40,000 bees flying after you to protect their hive. Okay, so this is one I'm making for a friend. He's quite a bug nerd. He really likes his stuff. So you can see I put those two there for the string. I'm going to put a roof exactly the same. I'm waiting for it to dry. I finished it off a bit more nicely. I just sanded it a bit better. And then what I've done here, as you can see, I've marked 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 down to 5 mils. And I drill it, I put the drill, like I clamp it as far back as I can. And then I drill it like, as deep as I can. So it does go fairly deep. And then what I'm going to ask him also is to let me know. See, I haven't done the 4s and the 3s and the 2 mil. I'm not sure those are going to get populated much. So then he must just let me know. He lives in Randburg, Sundowner, or Boss Crane. Which ones get more populated? I'm interested to see also on his side which get more populated. He's got a much smaller garden. I don't think there's many birds and that there, but he gets lots of bugs and funny things. So I'm sure solitary bees will come to him. What else can I tell you? So my very basic research tells me that there's a mason bee, there's a leafcutter bee. That's quite interesting. But so there are 20,000 species of bees in the world. I think only 3,000 are honeybees or hive bees. And when I started looking on Wikipedia, you get like a leafcutter bee. And then the subspecies, there are just hundreds and hundreds of subspecies. And I made like a folder on my computer and I was going to get photos and see how that. I was like, it's just overwhelming. There are like thousands and thousands of bees. So I'm just going to see who lands in here, try photograph him, her, try ID her. ChatGPT tells me I can edit YouTube videos after I've uploaded them. I'm really new to this whole process, so I'll try to do that. Try to let you know who has populated. It's December now. I think I'm a bit late. I think you're meant to do this in spring, but I'm sure there's a few moms looking for places for their babies. So I'll keep you updated. Hope this inspires you to make one also. It's a cool project. It's really easy. You glue those two together, sand it a little bit if you want to, drill a million holes. That doesn't have to be cut at 45. You can join at 90. You can join the roof at 90. Just make sure this one's long enough to be in that one. Yeah, really, it's a simple project. It's really easy. I think it'd be nice for kids, possibly. I don't think solitary bees sting. Not that you're going to be playing with them, but it'd be nice to inspect them and stuff. Yeah, so it's a nice little project. Let me know if you've made it. Let me know your thoughts, your comments. Okay.